The Kia Sportage has been around for a couple of years. Of course, it's the, shall I say, close cousin of the Hyundai Tucsons, but the Sportage was always the more sporty cousin of the two. It has what they call the shark nose grille and front end, very distinctive to Kia. This is the 2-litre Executive Plus version, so it comes with quite a few extras. You've got daytime running lights, you've got those projection headlights at the front, very good looking mag wheels. Fortunately, I've been through a little bit of mud with this car, so you can see that it's got a bit dirty on this test as well. And of course, very much a family mid-sized SUV, of course. Got good space. You come round over here to the boot area as well with your large hatch. And you've got a 320-litre boot as standard, goes up to about 1,100 litres in form if you do want to have a 2-seater and drop the rear seats completely as well. Spare wheel underneath the boot board, just all around very neat. You can see over here, neat looking, and being, of course, the Plus version, this one does have quite a few extras and quite a lot of features on it as well. What really is the difference on this particular model is what takes place inside. So let's have a look on the inside. Behind the wheel of the Kia Sportage, and particularly the Executive Plus version, you'll see the instrumentation pretty neat. You've got your multi-function steering wheel over here, which gives you lots of controls, etc., all that you need. And showing over there is, of course, what's always important to a lot of people. I've done 330 kilometers on this test, and, well, I can't say I'm over proud of 9.8 litres per 100 kilometers on the test. But then again, I will tell you, been a lot of commuting work, a lot of traffic, so I can very much tell you that this would be pretty much a worst possible that most owners could expect on this vehicle. So really, don't complain, it is a worst possible figure. You'll see auto settings on both the wipers and the headlights, auto on settings, which again are features that I do appreciate on most cars these days. You move over, of course, to the center console, and you'll see the screen over here. And, well, Kia, it's a little bit smaller than is modern and standard, and it's a touch screen only, no controller, but it does have a lot of functions. So a little bit of a negative with a positive included in it as well. The screen does have a lot of features that are very nice, and for example, this particular model, being the Executive Plus, does have full navigation, very effective, works very well. It also does have a very nice reverse camera as well. So you've certainly got the features you want, and a lot of those that do add in to everything you want. You come down to a very neat looking center console, and it's got all the controls over here, very neat. You've got your climate control, your dual zone climate control, 6-speed automatic gearbox. In normal use, very, very smooth, very nice commuting type, traveling type use, really nice to use. Over here, you've got your park distance control. Drive mode over here, this button over here, you have a choice between eco, normal, or a sport mode. The sport mode tends to hold the ratios a little bit longer, gives a little bit more grunt, but on a vehicle of this sort, I don't know if it's fully necessary, but I suppose nice to have. You do have a hill descent control. Auto hold, this is a very nice feature. I did use it once or twice. If you stopped on a very steep hill, it works really effectively to hold the car with no creep forward or rolling backwards, even with the automatic box, and you certainly feel very safe and secure. And of course, what's becoming quite standard these days, electronic parking brake as well. So these are all the family comfort features. Leather trim throughout, very nice, very neat as well. On this vehicle, I think it's time to take a look in the back seat, because this is a family vehicle. As a family vehicle, you can see I've got lots of space in the back of the Kia Sportage. Very, very comfortable. Engine-wise, I haven't mentioned, the 2-litre engine puts out 114 kilowatts, 192 newton meters of torque. So it's in the ballpark, it's very adequate. Certainly it goes very well. And for a family SUV, the Sportage and typically Kia, the handling is fairly good too. So it does give you a pretty nice, comfortable ride. As I mentioned earlier, you've got the leather type trim. You've got all of these features added to it to make it a nice family place to be, and certainly as a commuter for the school runs, for things like that, this really does fit in everywhere as far as I'm concerned. One little complaint I'm going to say I have is that I did find that the engine was a little bit maybe more buzzy than I'm used to from a vehicle of this sort. And certainly if you do want to push on that little bit, and maybe that's why my consumption was that tiny bit heavier, it could be that it does tend, as I say, to buzz a little bit and rev slightly higher than I am quite used to from a vehicle of this sort that tends to be maybe a touch more relaxed. You get keyless entry, push button start on this version, all of these things at $469,995 in the price. You get a 5-year, 90,000 kilometer service plan included as well. Now, obviously, there is lots of competition for this vehicle in this segment. You have, of course, the cousin, the Hyundai Tucson, you have the VW Tiguan, you have the Mazda CX-5, and I'm going to get shot for leaving out some other competitors, but there are so many of them in this market. But the Kia Sportage is not a popular vehicle for no bad reason. It is popular because it certainly delivers. It's got the quality. You can see there are lots of quality touches. It has that extra touch of performance for some people, which they like. Overall, certainly a contender to look at in this market segment. For Motor Matters, I'm Alan R, and I'll see you next time.